Today, we are going to break down one of the most powerful and maybe controversial frameworks for building something truly new in the world. This is all about Peter Thiel's philosophy for escaping competition, a mindset that was really forged in the fire of the dot-com crash. We're going to see how to go from 0 to 1.
So let's just start right here. This single quote, it's everything. This isn't just some clever line for a business book. It's the core idea that unlocks this entire way of thinking. Thiel is basically saying, stop trying to be the best in a crowded room. Your real goal should be to build your own room. You want to do something so different, so strange, that the whole idea of competition just doesn't even apply to you. So where did an idea like this come from?
To really get it, we have to go back. Picture this. It's the year 2000. The dot-com bubble has just burst, and it is absolute chaos. Silicon Valley is a graveyard of dead startups. And right in the middle of all that panic is a company called PayPal and its co-founder, Peter Thiel. This was his make or break moment.
And the pressure was just immense. I mean, look at this number, $10 million. That's how much cash PayPal was burning through every single month. That's not just a problem, that's a death sentence. Now, the smart play, the conventional wisdom, is to cut everything, lay low, and just pray you survive. But Thiel, he did the exact opposite.
He was looking at this impossible choice. While everybody else was running for the hills, Thiel decided that the only way out was to go bigger. In the middle of this total financial meltdown, he decides to try and raise $100 million. His logic? A bad plan is better than no plan. He knew that just trying to survive was a slow death. The only real path forward was to build a monopoly, to become so dominant that they could write their own rules. But you know, that kind of thinking, it doesn't just show up in a crisis. It's built over a lifetime.
Yeah, that kind of conviction has to come from somewhere. It has to be forged. And to understand his monopoly mindset, you have to understand the man who came before it. Because long before he was a Silicon Valley kingpin, Peter Thiel was, at his core, an outsider. And his entire early life was basically a masterclass in one lesson: don't follow the crowd. That perspective, it would become his ultimate weapon.
I mean, just think about what this does to you. Moving 12 times across 3 different continents, you are always the new kid. You never really fit in. So instead of being part of the group, you learn to watch it, to see how it works from the outside. Then you have his education in these super rigid German-speaking schools in Africa, which only made him despise what he called the tyranny of the crowd even more. He got really good at things that followed pure logic, like chess and academics, but he always felt like he was on a different wavelength from the social world around him.
So after a whole life of succeeding on the outside, he finally tried to play the inside game. He graduated from Stanford Law, did exactly what everyone expected him to do, and landed a super prestigious job at a top law firm in New York. But instead of feeling like he'd made it, he felt trapped. He called it the prestige trap, where you chase the prize society tells you to want, only to realize it feels empty. He saw he was in this vicious competition where everyone was basically the same, all fighting for these tiny little scraps of recognition. It was just soul-crushing.
So he did the unthinkable. He quit. After less than a year, he just walked away from that golden cage. And to his peers, this looked like career suicide. I mean, who does that? But for Thiel, it was freedom. It was the moment he decided that if he couldn't win the game everyone else was playing, he was going to stop playing it completely and just go create his own. And that moment, that rejection of the conventional path, that's where his whole philosophy was really born.
And out of that rebellion against the crowd came this completely different way of seeing the world. It's a philosophy that starts with a pretty radical idea: competition is for losers. In Thiel's world, winners don't compete, they create monopolies.
Okay, so Thiel breaks down progress into 2 categories. On the left, you've got horizontal progress. This is going from 1 to n. Think of it like this. You have a successful restaurant, so you open more of them. You're just copying something that works. That's globalization. And it's all about competition. But on the right, you have vertical progress. This is going from 0 to 1. This is creating something brand new. The first car, the first smartphone. It's pure technology. And in this world, you don't have rivals because nobody else is even doing what you're doing.
So how in the world do you actually make that 0 to 1 jump? Well, according to Thiel, the key is to find a secret. But it can't be just any secret. It has to be an important truth that almost everyone else either overlooks or just straight up disagrees with. Seriously, think about it. What valuable company is nobody building right now? Every single right answer to that question is a secret, and finding one is the first step to building a real monopoly.
But, finding a secret isn't enough. You have to truly believe you can build a future around that secret. And that's what Thiel calls definite optimism.
This isn't some vague hope that things will just get better. No, it's a disciplined, focused belief that the future isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you design. You build it, piece by piece. Your secret isn't just a lucky guess, it's the blueprint. And a blueprint like that demands action.
Right, so this whole philosophy didn't just stay up in the clouds as some big idea. It became a very real, very concrete system. Because a worldview is pretty useless if it doesn't change what you do every day. So Thiel turned his contrarian ideas into a set of hardcore, disciplined habits that literally shaped how his companies ran.
Two of the most powerful habits were these: the one thing mandate and the 10x audit. Let's start with the first one. At PayPal, every single employee was judged on one, and only one, unique thing they were responsible for. This wasn't just about being clear, it was about killing overlap. Because if two people are responsible for the same thing, they automatically become rivals. They start fighting each other for credit instead of building the product. Second, the 10x audit. Thiel was ruthless about this. He would not build or invest in anything that was just a little bit better. An idea had to be 10 times better than whatever the current solution was. Why 10x? Because a 10x improvement isn't just better. It's so much better that it creates a whole new category and makes the old way look obsolete.
So what was the ultimate point of this whole system? It was to destroy the real enemy. And the enemy wasn't some company across the street. It was internal competition. He saw all that infighting as a colossal waste of energy. The goal was to get total internal alignment, where every single person was laser-focused on the mission. And that's what created the legendary PayPal Mafia, a team so aligned and so talented that they went on to start companies like LinkedIn, YouTube, and Yelp. That culture was a direct result of these habits.
So what's the payoff for all this? What's the result of this intense, contrarian framework? Well, it led to a complete transformation, not just for Thiel, but for the entire tech industry. He showed everyone that this philosophy wasn't just a cool theory, it was a weapon you could use to build the future.
Let's just remember where he started. A brilliant but totally disillusioned young lawyer, stuck in that golden cage, feeling the weight of a competition he didn't even want to win. An outsider who played by the rules and realized the game was rigged.
And where did he end up? As the dawn of the PayPal Mafia. He became the intellectual godfather to a whole generation of Silicon Valley's most important founders. He became the guy you went to, not for the popular opinion, but for the contrarian truth that could unlock a billion-dollar company. It was a total 180. He went from a rule follower to a rule maker.
When you boil it all down, his legacy is this one powerful idea. You don't have to play the game everyone else is playing. By focusing on creating something brand new, by truly going from 0 to 1, you can build a business so unique that competition basically becomes irrelevant. It becomes a choice that you can just opt out of. And that idea, well, that shifts the focus from his story to yours.
So let's bring this all back home, because Thiel's story is way more than just a business lesson. It's really a roadmap for anyone who feels stuck in a race they don't remember signing up for. Whether it's in your job, your art, or just your life. It's about finding a completely different way to win.
This is the absolute core of it. So much of our time is spent trying to get better at the game that already exists. You know, better grades, a better job title, a bigger salary, all inside the same old structure. The Thiel Framework challenges us to just stop and ask, wait a second, is this the only game I can play? Your real power, your real edge, isn't in out-competing everybody. It's in finding a unique game that only you know the rules to.
And it all starts with this question. I really want you to take a second and think about this one. It is not an easy question. It forces you to look past all the noise, all the conventional wisdom, and challenge the assumptions everyone else just accepts as fact. What do you believe that most other people don't? What opportunity can you see that's just hiding in plain sight? Your answer to this question, that's the first step on your own 0 to 1 journey.
So let's end on this thought. The future isn't some random lottery ticket we're all hoping to win. It's a place that's waiting to be built, and it's built on secrets, on those contrarian truths. Finding yours isn't just a fun mental exercise, it is the key to unlocking what you are uniquely meant to contribute to the world. It is, quite literally, the code for your greatness. Thanks for watching.